Would you like to visit Oak Park in the town next door sometime? I asked. Oak Park, the one with the barbecue spots and hiking trails? Carla responded. Yes, the forecast is great for the day after tomorrow. What do you think? I had already made plans with Carla, and it was a makeup holiday for the preschool, so the park should be less busy. Wait, is that Mr. Thompson? A voice suddenly called my name. I turned around in surprise. I thought so. You're Lily, right? The man looked familiar, but I couldn't place him. Oh, sorry. I'm Nathan from the sales team at your husband Mark's company. We met at a company dinner once. Nathan from Mark's company? It clicked. Ah yes, what a coincidence running into you here. I explained that I was with friends and the kids enjoying the holiday. Are you from around here? I asked. No, we're from the next town over. How's your daughter, Emily? She must be in 5th grade now. Nathan tried to start a conversation. Emily. I blinked. Oh. I thought Mark had a stepdaughter. I froze, completely confused by his remark. He went on, is it tough raising a stepchild compared to your own? I smiled awkwardly. Sorry, there's been a misunderstanding. Both of my daughters are mine. Nathan looked confused, glancing between me and Lily, who had run up excitedly. Mom, come eat. The sandwiches are so good. Lily called out. Nathan crouched to her level. Hi there, what's your name? Lily, she answered proudly. That's a beautiful name. Do you get along with your sister, Emily? Lily tilted her head. My sister's name is Chloe, not Emily. Who are you? Nathan stood up, flustered. I think you've made a mistake, he mumbled. I tried to keep my composure. It's okay, I said. Nathan quickly excused himself, mumbling about his family waiting for him. I called after him. Wait. Could you explain about this, Emily? He hurriedly walked away. I must have been mistaken, he said. I stood there, more perplexed than ever. Back at the picnic, Carla noticed my unsettled expression. What's wrong? She asked. I ran into someone from Mark's company, I muttered. He said something really strange. Carla frowned. Maybe you should head home early. I'll keep an eye on the kids. Are you sure? Of course. Take care of yourself, she reassured me with a warm smile. Feeling thankful, I packed up and left. Nathan's words kept playing in my head. Could Mark have been married before? Did he have a daughter named Emily? The thought left me uneasy. At home, I distracted myself with chores, but my gaze kept drifting to a family photo on the shelf. It showed us all smiling, carefree. Could Mark really have been hiding something this significant? Later, Carla dropped Lily off. Are you okay now? She asked softly. Better, thanks to you, I replied, forcing a smile. Whatever's going on, don't let it affect the kids too much, she advised. You've got this. That night, I went through the usual routine. Bathing the kids, helping Chloe with homework, and making dinner. Mark came home and greeted us with his usual cheer. Hey, I'm starving, he said, flopping onto the couch. He had no idea what I'd learned. I watched him, looking for any signs of guilt, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Could he really be hiding something? He wasn't the type to keep secrets, and if I confronted him, he'd likely flub and tell me everything. But I didn't have enough information yet. I decided to stay silent. Should I mention Nathan? What if he told Mark we spoke? Would it seem strange if I didn't bring it up? During dinner, I decided to test the waters. The kids and I went to Oak Park today with Carla, I casually mentioned. Oh, sounds fun. Did Lily play a lot? Mark asked. Lily eagerly jumped in. Yeah, I had so much fun, but Mommy went home early. Mark frowned slightly. Why did you leave early? I wasn't feeling well and didn't want to use the public restrooms, I said casually. Carla watched Lily for me. Are you feeling better now? Mark asked. Yeah, I'm fine, I reassured him. Then, I ran into someone from your company. Dan from sales. Mark's tone shifted. Suddenly alert. What did you talk about? Just a quick hello. He mentioned we met at a company dinner, but honestly, I didn't remember, I said. Mark relaxed a bit. Okay, got it. It might have been my imagination, but he seemed relieved. After dinner, he played with the kids, then settled into his usual routine, beer and TV. Everything seemed normal, but I couldn't shake the feeling of unease. Tears welled up, and I rushed to the bathroom, crying silently. Even if Mark had been married before, I probably still would have married him. What hurt was the secrecy. Why hadn't he told me? Had he thought he was protecting our family? But the bigger question was where Emily was. If Mark had given custody to his ex, that would be a relief. But Nathan's words made it sound like Mark had been raising her. Could that be true? I went to bed, my mind spinning with questions. The next morning, while doing housework, the phone rang. It was Mark's office. Maybe he forgot his phone. Hello. I answered. Hi, it's Nathan from yesterday, he said. I need to share something else. Could you give me your personal cell number? I hesitated, but he sounded serious. Finally, I gave him my number. Thank you. May I call you in about 10 minutes? 10 minutes later, my cell rang. Amy, I'm really sorry about yesterday. Nathan's voice was urgent. Mark just asked what we talked about. How much did you tell him? Just that we said hello, and that was it, I said. Good. That's what I told him too, but he's suspicious. We need to be careful. Nathan's words sent a chill down my spine. Can we meet at the park tomorrow? He added. I agreed. The next day, a woman was waiting for me. She introduced herself as Sarah, Mark's ex-wife. I stood frozen. Hold on. What? You're Nathan's wife and Mark's ex? Yes, she replied softly. But Mark doesn't know that I'm with Nathan now. The weight of the truth hit me hard. How is that even possible? Sarah took a steadying breath. Mark, Nathan, and I worked together at the same company. We were all part of a team of 8 who started out together after training. We were assigned to the same branch. Mark and I started dating. Nathan was seeing someone else at the time and was supportive of us. What happened after that? I asked. After training, Mark and I moved in together, but things went south quickly. Mark was always friendly, too friendly, with other women. One of the senior staff showed interest in him, and though he didn't reciprocate, my jealousy got the better of me. Eventually, it all became too much, and he ended it. Her voice trembled as she continued. Then I found out I was pregnant. My heart sank. That baby was Emily. Yes, Sarah whispered. We got married because of the pregnancy, but it was a mistake. Mark didn't love me anymore. The marriage ended quickly, and he took Emily with him. He took her? How could he? I gasped. He didn't think I was fit to care for her, and maybe he was right. I wasn't in the best mental state at the time. After that, I quit my job and disappeared. Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes. Years later, I bumped into Nathan. He told me Mark had remarried. He even showed me pictures of Emily. She looked happy, so I decided not to interfere. I just wanted her to be okay. But Nathan thought Emily was with Mark, right? I asked. Yes. We both thought she was. Then where is she? I whispered, almost afraid of the answer. I don't know, Sarah's voice cracked. I don't know anymore. My heart went out to her. How old is Emily now? I asked. She's 11, Sarah said. Just like your daughter, Chloe. A question that had been gnawing at me resurfaced. Was it just a coincidence we met at the park? Nathan hesitated. Yes, it was. I wanted to believe him, but my trust was slipping. I've been with Mark for nearly 10 years. If what you're saying about Emily is true, I need to find her. But part of me still wants to believe Mark wouldn't hide something like this from me. He's home every day, spends weekends with us, and never goes anywhere by himself. Could he really be keeping something this huge from me? Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry," she said, sliding an envelope toward me. "Here's my contact info. If you find anything out about Emily, please let me know." She stood up and left. I sat, staring at the envelope, my hand shaking as I opened it. Inside was a photo and a slip of paper with Sarah's number. The picture showed a younger Mark holding a newborn baby Emily at home. I barely registered my kids at the table. Chloe tilted her head. "Mom, you dropped your rice in your soup," she said. Snapping out of my thoughts, I smiled weakly and cleaned up the mess, but my mind was racing. I needed to stay focused. If I didn't pull myself together, Mark would notice something was wrong. "How about we visit Grandma and Grandpa this weekend?" I asked, forcing a cheerful tone. Chloe and Lily's faces lit up. "Grandma's house?" "Yay," they cheered. "Sit down before you fall," I teased, trying to lighten the mood. "It's only for a few days. A friend from high school wants to meet up while I'm there." Mark raised an eyebrow but shrugged. "Sure, take your time. I'll just stay home." The lie came so easily, but it left a bad taste in my mouth. Mark didn't seem suspicious. Was this genuine, or was there something darker beneath the surface? That weekend, after dropping the kids off at my parents' house, I parked near a cafe by the train station and opened the envelope again. I stared at Emily's photo, a tight knot forming in my chest. This girl, a stranger to me, was tied to Mark's past and maybe even his present. I checked Mark's GPS location. It was still there, then it changed. He was riding his bike, leaving the house. I quickly got into my car and followed him. Half an hour later, I arrived at a small, secure apartment building. I parked a block away, unsure of what to do next. I didn't want to barge in, but I couldn't leave without answers. I called Sarah to update her. She and Nathan arrived quickly. We stood waiting as the building door opened. Mark stepped out, arm in arm with a tall woman, laughing, clearly at ease with one another. I froze, covering my mouth in shock. Nathan placed a hand on my shoulder as Sarah's eyes welled up with tears. "That's Lisa," Sarah whispered. "She's an old colleague of Mark's. He was seeing her while we were married." I turned to Sarah, stunned. "So this has been going on for over 10 years? "I don't know," Sarah replied. "She left the company a while back. Maybe they broke up and got back together. But where is Emily?" I couldn't hold back any longer. "Mark!" I shouted. He flinched, spinning around when he saw us. His face drained of color as he recognized us standing together. "Amy, Sarah, Nathan, what's going on? Why are you all here?" "That's what I should be asking," I snapped. "What are you doing here, Mark?" Tom quickly unlinked his arm from Lisa, but it was too late. Nathan had already taken several pictures. Lisa smirked. "Well, this is awkward. Hi, Amy. I'm Lisa. You must be the wife." Her mocking tone pushed me to the edge. "Explain yourself," I demanded. "This isn't what it looks like." Mark stammered, panic evident in his voice. "Where's Emily?" Sarah asked, her voice trembling. "Is she here? Are you hiding her?" Mark collapsed into a chair, burying his face in his hands. We couldn't hear him until Lisa spoke up. "Oh, for heaven's sake," she snapped. "I'll tell them." We all turned to her, stunned. "Emily's fine," Lisa said dismissively. "I never wanted kids, so I put her in a children's home." "You did what?" Sarah's voice broke. Lisa rolled her eyes. "She's in a good facility 2 states away. Mark wanted to marry you, Amy, but I told him he couldn't tell you about Emily. It would ruin everything." Sarah grabbed Mark, shaking him. "You gave her up. You abandoned her." Mark finally looked up, a look of shame on his face. "I thought it was the best thing," he muttered. "Lisa convinced me it was for the best." "You didn't even try," I yelled. "You lied to everyone, Sarah, me, and yourself. How could you do this to your own daughter?" Mark broke down sobbing, But none of us felt any sympathy. Sarah turned to Lisa, her face hard. You'll both face the consequences. Emily deserves so much better than this. In the weeks that followed, I filed for divorce. Nathan and Sarah tracked down Emily with a DNA test. Though Emily didn't recognize Sarah at first, they began to form a bond. Sarah promised to give Emily all the love she had been deprived of. As for Mark, he lost his job and reputation after Nathan reported him. Now, he works a small-town job far from his previous life. Sarah, Nathan, and I have kept in touch. We formed an unexpected friendship, supporting each other. They even look after Chloe and Lily from time to time, and we found comfort in each other's strength. Looking back, I wonder if I could have stayed in blissful ignorance, but the truth always comes out, and when it did, everything changed. For my children, for Emily, and for me. I chose to move forward, building a life grounded in honesty and love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Stay tuned.